is, what is it? It's Tuesday, September 14th. Michael Zuber, One Rental at a Time, back with his co-host, Happy. Yes, we are here to bring you the daily financial news. This is a news show that you could count on 7 days a week. Yes, 7 days a week means 7 days a week. We try to do it at 7:30 every day. Usually on Thursdays, we actually do it a little early. Because in addition to daily financial news on this channel, you will get to hear from 8 multimillionaires involved in the real estate business. One Rental at a Time is not like your other YouTube channels. It's not just one guy talking about his opinion. I bring on 8 other multimillionaires every week to talk about the market, what they're doing to help people move forward. So I think it's a pretty unique channel. And if you like this, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see the channel grow some more. Maybe hit the like button for Happy if you like. If you like dogs, you think Happy's cute. She's 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds today, I think. You can go hit the thumbs up button. Do that for Happy. She would greatly appreciate it. So a couple of things to talk about today. First off, if you are in the great state of California, you need to remember that it is recall. What do you call it? Election day? Is it actually an election? I don't know. The recall election is going on today. If we get more than 50% of people saying yes to recall Gavin Newsom, we will have a new governor. The latest numbers out of, I don't know, the media doesn't look like we have a chance, unfortunately. But again, we still have a chance. Show up, vote, recall Mr. Newsom. He's just all kinds of the wrong politician. He's a liar. He's disingenuous. He's a dictator. Do as I say, not as I do. He needs to go away. And then I don't care who comes in to replace him. Anybody is better than Newsom. One guy's opinion. I voted by mail already. Actually, as soon as I got my package, I certainly voted to remove him. So it's an important day. Let's see if we get lucky and we get rid of, we get rid of him. So anyways, on to that. It is Tuesday. As I've shared with you over the last 3 or 4 days, it is going to be one of 3 important days. It starts off with CPI, Consumer Price Index. Well, it came in above 5%. It actually came in at 5.3. I believe you and I had an over-under on 5.3. Well, we all lost because it came in on the number. We were up 0.3% in July. A couple of things to take into account. It appears that the news media wants to spin this as better than expected. It appears they want to spin it as inflation is cooling. I still don't see it. When I looked at the numbers that made it up, there's a couple of things I noted. Let me look at my notes here. First off, X food, X energy, which I always thought was weird because it's a consumer price index. But if you remove oil and food, I don't really get it. But up only 0.1% for the month. Pretty crazy. As far as some numbers, gasoline made up the largest component. The last couple of months, the largest component was used cars, if you remember. Used cars actually were negative. We're negative 1.5%. So the run up in used cars is starting to give back, just like lumber ran up and gave back. These are all things that will probably give Powell ammunition to say it's transitory, right? It's supply chain. It's not. It's nothing more than, hey, we shut down, the world, and now we're, starting back up. I still have my, significant reservations because inside this number for August, you still don't see rent or rent equivalent. How many times do we need to acknowledge that rent's up double digits in a year across the country for houses and many apartments? And yet rent and rent equivalent housing is not showing up in CPI. I don't know how anybody could put out a consumer price index and not have rent be one of the big drivers. So it is a part of CPI. I know it is. I don't know how they're calculating it and hiding it. I think it's going to be like one of those whack-a-moles that, or maybe a jack-in-the-box. That's what it is. It's like a jack-in-the-box. You turn in the wheel and it's not out yet. But 1 month, rent's going to come out and bam, it's going to be a problem. So it is very, very odd. A couple other things to note. First off, I had made a comment about a week ago that I wanted to load my 50-year spreadsheet because All of you asked for CPI, aka inflation, and S&P 500 or stock market data, and I built that for you. But yesterday, I loaded it in my free course and my paid course. So if you're a member of my course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, just go to the bonus section and you will see it. There's actually two files attached. There's one without CPI, and then there's 50-year plus CPI. So you have both spreadsheets if you want to play with them. To me, the first spreadsheet's more valuable because when I looked at the S&P and CPI, the story got really messy. But the data is there. Enjoy. I cite my sources. Have some fun. And that was Happy barking. She's saying smash the thumbs up button. We only got 9 so far. I don't know, Happy. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, thank you for the kiss. All right, so moving forward. Looks like Oracle released earnings yesterday after hours. Their revenue fell short, but they hit earnings. Looks like they are investing significantly in their cloud business, where they spent $432 million last year, and they just spent $1 billion ramping that part of the business. So Oracle is definitely increasing that. Got some notes on some people looking to hire. Amazon plans to hire another 125,000 people. 125,000 people, and they're saying that the average hourly rate will be $18 an hour. So rough and tough, that's $37,000 a year plus benefits. Didn't Amazon also recently say they're going to pay for college tuition? I think that was Amazon. I think they did for all full-time employees. I think they did that. I'm sure it's a community college or something, but lots of benefits. This is what wage inflation looks like. You add benefits, you entice, you raise wage, and it wouldn't shock me if Amazon has to raise that average as they hire more people, because it is a very competitive market for talent. Not to be outdone, Kroger. We talked about Kroger the other day, but I did not realize that Kroger is the largest grocery store chain in the U.S. I didn't realize that. They obviously grew through acquisition. They have 2,700 stores. I did not realize Kroger was that big. 460,000 employees. And yes, their biggest struggle is hiring. They're looking to hire 20,000 people right now, and they can't find them. This is very interesting. I don't know if you saw this, but I had a viewer tag me on, it was actually a Twitter post, I believe. Tag me on AOC. Apparently AOC was at the Met Gala yesterday. I guess it was yesterday. And she was wearing a white dress, a gown. I don't know what you call them. But anyways, it said in bright red, it looked like spray paint, but I'm sure it wasn't. Tax the rich. I've never been to the Met Gala, but I'm guessing you got to be rich to go to the Met Gala. So I wonder how that went over. Frankly, that's a ballsy move. That's she's not hiding what she wants to do. She's gonna go right into the hornet's nest and tax the rich. So, I'll give her a point for that one. I think that's pretty clever. I'm sure it. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm not a huge AOC fan, but that was a good move. That was pretty good. Don't know if you've heard this, but I've heard for some builders recently. If you don't know, builders are having a hard time finishing their homes because of the supply chain. Get this. Do you know what the latest supply chain issue is for builders? It's glass, specifically windows. Windows at this point are on backlog 25 weeks. I think it was last Thursday or Friday, we talked about builders having dead days. Basically, they've done everything they can and they're waiting for the next input. Well, right now it's Windows and it's 25-week backlog. Hello. There are people that have been sent, a couple of people, 2 people that I remember in the last 10 days have sent me notes from their builders basically saying, sorry, we couldn't finish your home. We're waiting for Windows. It might be January before we get them. I don't know about you, but windows are kind of important for housing. So it is pretty crazy. And again, this is going to hurt builders. It's going to hurt supply. It's going to hurt sales. When these numbers happen, it hurts everyone. So it's pretty interesting. And then I want to talk just one more second about that video where I was called out by another channel, right? The 50-year chart. I gave you my feedback in a live. I ended up recording. I didn't realize it was almost an hour. I watched it with you raw. And these are kind of my takeaways from it now that I've had a day to digest. First, if you want more cash in your savings and checking account, you need to become an owner. When you're an owner, your payments are fixed month to month. If you're a renter, you are at the mercy of your landlord. And trust me, landlords are going to raise rents and they're going to change qualifications and it's going to be harder. So the first thing to realize is getting on the property ladder. It should be goal number one. Get on the property ladder. Save, save, save. Live below your means. House hack, room hack. Do whatever you can. Your financial future is better when you are an owner. You hear Happy? She agrees. So first, that is the goal. Two, it is very, very hard to save 10 or 20%. But guess what? If you are an owner, you don't have to. The average owner, I've done the research, is 6% first-time home buyer. But there are plenty, and I mean plenty, of first-time home buyer 3 and 3.5% down. Get off your butt, go learn those programs, see what you can. And it may be hard to find something, but keep after it. The goal is to get on the property ladder. Nobody said it was easy. Stop whining. Do the work. Number 3, mom and pop investors drive the real estate market. At the tail end of that video, it was talked about like mom and pop investors are going to start selling. That is so asinine and backwards. It's not even funny. Mom and pop landlords, generally speaking, are financially smart. They will have 30-year fixed rate mortgages. They will know that rents are going up and they will not sell because of some silly, drop in value if it happens. That's not how buy and hold works. People that think people are going to sell, this whole strategic default, which was a thing in '06, do not appreciate the lending standards and lending products are fundamentally different today. We aren't selling, we are buying. And then finally, a lot of what we've suffered through the last year is because the Fed has artificially kept rates low. And if you're a big Wall Street or, big, powerful public company, you can borrow essentially at negative rates. So if you can borrow at, 2% and inflation's 5%, it's negative 3%, and you could go get a 6 or 7% positive yield. The only answer is how much money can I get and I'll keep buying. So again, that interest rate crash video was just wrong. But there are takeaways. The biggest one for me is if you want to be better off financially, it's right in the beginning of the video. Sacrifice, live below your means, do the work, and buy a freaking home. Don't listen to these naysayers tell you that housing is going to crash and you're better off waiting. How did that work for you last year? How did that work the year before? People have been waiting for a crash since 2010. But we have been doing the work on this channel. We're buying deals. I'm in escrow. I'll probably close tomorrow or the next day on another great deal that produces 10%. It's hard. It's taken me a long time to find these, but I keep doing the work. Stop pretending it's easy. Do the work. Keep going. If you get a no, just keep going. So I want you to get on the property ladder. You may have to house hack. You may have to room hack. Again, remember Todd Baldwin, CNBC millennial millionaire? Remember him? He room hacked. He bought a 5 or 6 bedroom home in Washington, had 5 roommates at 23. Can you believe how awesome that is? 6 years later at 29, he sells it, puts 300 grand in his pocket and made 25 grand a year because he had 5 roommates. Do the work. Get after it. Take care of yourself, have fun, and good news. I think we're talking to the lumberjack today. I think we're going to catch him at 8 o'clock my time, so let's see if that happens. Take care, everyone. Bye.